Viewers, we're back doing it again. So, let me tell you what's going on today. Today, we're going to replace the struts on the front end of a vehicle. And as expected, we're going to bring Gopher. So, Claudio, come over here. So, as you guys may know from our last video, we give Gopher a lot of crap. That's true. But the thing is, it's because we love him. He's like a little brother, and those of you who have siblings, you know exactly what we're talking about. So, anyway, saying we're going to replace the struts sounds like a boom, it's done. It doesn't work that way. There's a lot behind it, so we're going to walk you through the steps, walk you through the equipment, explain to you why and how, and see if that doesn't make it a little bit easier for you if you have to do it yourself. So, come on, Gopher, let's do it for it. These are the tools we need, okay? We've got a 13 millimeter, which along with this is for removing the bolts that have the struts locked in place, okay? Any kind, this is for the removal of the larger bolts attached to the struts. Rubber hammer and a regular hammer, okay? You want something that you're not going to damage things with, that's why the rubber hammer, and this for when you need the striking force, the weight of a hammer, okay? Now, Hilario's going to go ahead and do what he needs to do. We're going to walk him through it. He has a pretty good idea, but let's take a quick look at these struts, guys, just in case you didn't understand what was going on. This is a brand new strut. This is a used strut. The first thing you'll notice that this has completely deteriorated on this one, okay? Now, that causes two problems. One, it allows grit to get into your hydraulics, okay? And more importantly, because this seal is now broken, it does not compress as well, all right? In addition, all the things that are protecting the coils, completely gone, all right? This vehicle would ride like a boat. So, hence, we are replacing the struts. So, Gopher, how are we doing over here?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good, doing good. Okay, so we are so close to taking that wheel off. You know what? I'm going to do something I don't normally do, brother. I am going to take this off, and I will put it under for you so you don't have to move.
Over here?
Uh-huh. So, what size wrench do you need to do that, according to this one?
13.
I think I have one laid out for you behind here. Look, our friend Aaron is going to bring that in. He came in just to bring tools to you. Give Aaron a hand of applause. There you go.
Supervisor today. I'm off today.
All right, so let's get to it. Take them off. Not all the way off, son. Just enough so they don't drop, okay?
Oh, no.
That's okay. You're all right. Just the other ones, just don't take it completely, okay? Come on. There's more bolts. You know where they are. Look up underneath.
Oh, these two? So I was supposed to keep these on. Okay, well,
That's why I told you not to take them all the way off. But it's okay. These are lessons you learn the hard way. Good job. Keep on trucking, kid. You got it. What size do you need for that?
It's 21.
So this side is the side that needs to come out.
Right.
Okay? So, once you've removed the tension on those bolts, okay, then you're going to pound this out with a hammer. You're going to use a rubber mallet first, if you can. You only want to resort to something heavier and harder as a last resort. So, what are you doing, Hilario?
Moving the wheel so I can have more room to take those bolts off.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, if you're lucky, you have tools like he's got available. If not, that's got to be done by hand. Are you going the right way? That's not working, is it? You know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing twice and expecting different results. So, if that's not working, what should we use?
The heavier hammer.
Bravo. Let's do it. Now, you need to be careful in your strikes because you don't want to overstrike and then screw up the threads.
One eternity later.
Wow. All right, let's see what happens on the bottom. Now, really? Who taught you how to use a hammer? Oh, there you go. Much more control that time, Gopher. Good job. Now what are you going to do? The reason we left the top bolts in is so it wouldn't drop out. There you go. Hold on to it so it doesn't drop out. Good job. Takes a little bit of forearm strength to get this done on your own. Okay. Now, as you folks can see, again, and look at this. Look at the hydraulic fluid that has dropped down on here, collecting all that grime, and every time those brakes punch, you're drawing that into the cylinder and you're reducing the ability of it to do what it's supposed to do. Line up your bolts at the top. Look at me. Line your bolts at the top first. Give me a hand there, straight up. There you go. Now, there's your new ones. Something to hold it. Anytime soon, son. There we go. See how much I like you? I got my hands dirty on your behalf. Now, how are you going to get that to line up for you? How tight did you put your bolts? Really tight, huh?
Did I put them too tight?
So let's think about this. When we took it off, we loosened the bolts up unto the very last point so they still held, but it gave us maneuverability, correct?
Yeah.
So we need to repeat the process when we're trying to put it back on.
Something right.
So why don't you try raising it up a little bit? Next step for you, just jack that puppy up a little bit.
Is this jacked up?
That way you can lift it up to the point where you need it to be. Careful, don't go too far. Alright, so now you need to find a happy medium between height. So you need to play with that jack a little bit. You're too high now. Now it's not going to go in. Your jack's got you too high right now.
Is it even on?
Got it?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get that bottom bolt in.
It needs to go up more. Or no,
Up.
no, down.
Down.
It still needs to go more down.
More down. You get it?
Yeah.
Wait. Let's knock that puppy full in. There you go. Ready?
It's there. Uh-huh.
Higher.
Yeah.
I get it?
Kind of need help.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still need to get it in.
So the angle of the wheel will actually help you in putting it back in. So if you can get someone to turn that steering wheel just a little bit, just like we're trying to lift everything else and move it into place between several people, it becomes a lot easier. Okay, so now just so you know, you don't have to have these bolts all the way through. All you need is these threads clear enough that you can actually hand thread your bolt onto them. Then you can use the impact wrench to tighten them up, because it will literally draw the bolt up into the area it's supposed to be.
And the other side?
Bottom one was good. Give me some more light in here. Ah, you know what? You're right. Let's do the bottom one too. Bottom one did it on its own. Didn't need to touch the thing.
Cool.
Well, other than you hitting the impact wrench, but didn't need my help for that one. Once we'd gotten that top one in nice and tight, everything went smoothly from there. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to do the simple thing of tightening these bolts up here to make sure that everything stays in place. Otherwise, it'll wobble and create more damage than you want to talk about. So, let's get these tightened up. Now, we're looking at about 16 pounds-foot torque. Now, for most people, no one has a way to measure that. So let's just call it, let's make sure that it's at least hand tight. Yeah? Easy. There. Now notice he's going back and rechecking the ones that he originally tightened, because once he got one to the tightest point, the others might be a little bit loose. So we're getting a nice even tighten on that. I think you've got it pretty good there. All right, folks, there you have it. We have changed the struts on a vehicle. Hopefully you've learned something. I know our intern has learned something. I hope. And join us next time when we find something equally mundane to do for you so you know how to work on your car. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.